Hey guys, Spudknocker here, as always, and today we're going to take a look at Mission 3 of the MiG-19P campaign, Crime and Punishment from Baltic Dragon. Now on this mission, mission number 3, we are tasked with heading out to destroy the S-75 Divina, or SA-2 guideline SAM site. That is the only one in the Caucasus region of the Soviet Union, for the simple fact that if it remains in rebel hands, it could potentially be exploited by the Western powers, as well as the more immediate fact that we cannot get any large transport or bomber aircraft into the Georgian Valley area with that SAM site present. Now, of course, the SA-2 has a hard time locking onto and firing on small, nimble targets rather than high-flying, high-altitude bombers and transport aircraft, so we've been tasked with going in and taking out at least the fan-song radars of those SA-2 sites. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit and we will get started with our mission. So, here we go. Alrighty, so press spacebar to acknowledge orders. That's important, so we'll do that. Now, for whatever reason, it's very unfortunate. The left-hand side cockpit light is not functional at the moment, so we'll definitely be using our flashlight quite a bit. Unsure if that's a bug or if I'm doing something wrong, but I mean, all you gotta do is just move that guy before. Now, I haven't flown the MiG-19 in a while. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and head off to taxi. Now, like I said, it's been a while since I've flown the MiG-19. I'm really concentrating a lot on the F-14 lately. And I think for a lot of people, the MiG-19 has kind of gone under the radar or unnoticed because of the large and very highly anticipated F-14 Tomcat release and all the hype around its release. And if you ever get a chance to, I highly recommend going back and maybe taking a look at the MiG-19. I think she's a really fun airplane to fly, and Baltic Dragon is definitely giving her some special attention with the MiG-19 campaign. Oops, sorry, track guy went a little weird there as I was taking a drink. Got to keep those vocal cords all lubed up. Not sure why I said coids. That was kind of an interesting mess up there. And cool. After flying airplanes with nose wheel steering for so long, it is very strange coming back to the old MiG-19. So while we wait for this flight up here in front of us, we'll go ahead and hit the brakes, and we'll take a look at tuning in for our correct navigation to our meetup point. Now let's see here. Okay, so 520 hertz, so we're going to want to tune this guy to 520 right there. We'll go ahead and throw him into the compass. I think we got that. It's interesting how far up you have to push the throttle just to get her started rolling. Hopefully our wingman will be joining us soon. but it's good to get a little bit out in front of them. The wingmen certainly like to taxi fast, and I always get nervous they're gonna rear-end me on the taxiways. So let's stay on the center line as much as we possibly can. That is very annoying not having that light here on our left-hand side, but we'll make it work. I guess our crew chief somehow bumped it with his knee on his way out of the cockpit and broke the lamp. There's an AN-26. Kind of a cool looking little transport. Looks like a C-130 and a P-3 had a baby. But it was tiny. That's one thing that would definitely be awesome to have in DCS, especially for the Persian Gulf map, would be to have an AI P-3 Orion. Both the US Navy and the Iranian Navy could use the P-3 over the Strait of Hormuz. That would be very cool, and lead to some very cool mission design options. Alright, doing a little bit of a dance to stay on the center line. So we're going to be flying about 180 degrees once we take off from the runway, and we're going to be flying towards Beslan Air Base. I think that's the 22nd flight in front of us. I believe as a player, I think we're the 6th flight. I don't really like the Soviet way of doing call signs being numbers. I think it's much, much easier to have names like Colt, Ford, Springfield, Enfield, those kinds of things. Not really a big fan of the Russian way of doing much in terms of aviation. Here come our wingies. I think they're moving very, very slowly. Yep, they're coming. I guess we can reset our FOV for our F2 view. I guess we'll wait for these guys. We'll go ahead and take a look. That is the 520. Alright, we'll work with our navigation as much as we can. We've always got the knee board, and as we can see, there's some very nice custom knee boards. We got aircraft recognition charts. They're very neat to have. Go through these guys, we'll find our navigation pages. Should be here pretty soon. There we go. Orbit over Beslan. Altitude assigned by Amethyst. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we overfly Beslan Airport. So it looks like we're going to make a left-hand 90-degree turn-ish off the runway here. Make sure we get our flaps set to takeoff. Get a little bit of nose-up trim. And we'll go ahead and punch it. Definitely dancing on the brakes and rudder pedals as we fly on out. A little tiny bit of a crosswind, but nothing too bad as the wind comes down, the sheer drop of those Caucasus Mountains off to our left. I'm going to bring our flaps up. We're going to make sure we're on channel 1, which we are. We're going to come left towards Beslan. nose up trim. Yep, so we're going after 2 S75 batteries. To kind of play with my track IR. I feel like my head position in the MiG-19 is looking down a little bit too much. It's at 5,000 meters. Roger, we're climbing through 1,000 meters. Tune our radar altimeter a little bit. Why don't we go ahead and put that, turn on the electrical power for our weapon systems. Go ahead and throw our radar into standby mode. Alright, let's make sure we overfly Beslan. I believe the valley we're going to be flying through is right up there. I think the best season on the Caucasus map is definitely winter. It's very, very cool to see all that snow out there. Alright, lights are off. Let's see, what else do we need to do in our little MiG-19 cockpit? I think we're pretty much good to go. Are we on track? Yep, looks like we're more or less on track. So what we're going to do, I think, based on what I can see from the briefing, is we're going to overfly Beslan Airfield, and then we'll start climbing up towards the altitude that is assigned to us by Amethyst. Amethyst is, of course, our controlling agency. Or I guess GCI would be a better term for that, since they're basically directly controlling us. Small correction to the right for our navigation. Now, hopefully we don't come up against any of those AI MiG-15 BISs. Those little things are absolutely ridiculous. I guess actually we're going to go through that valley right on our nose at 12 o'clock. Do I see the airfield? I do not. Okay. Roger that. Coming right just a bit more. I'm guessing that that's our airfield right there. Yes, sir. There she blows. There she blows. So we'll go ahead and overfly her. Yeah, that head position is strange. Very much too far down for my taste. But everyone's different, likes their head in a different position in the cockpit. I tend to be weird. I like to fly like with my face glued to the instrument panel and the front windscreen compared to other people. But everyone's got a preference. And there's the flights all joining up together. Fantastic. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Very, very pretty little rolling hills here. Very nice with the nice long terrain shadows with the sun down nice and low. Alright, we're at the anchor zone. Alright, time to burn some dinosaurs as we climb up to 3,500 meters. And we'll enter the Marshall stack as we climb on up. Looks like the marking altitude is rather low today. It's probably just because it's an absolutely freezing cold day outside. Now, I guess that some people might think that having a nice bright red airshow aircraft in a combat situation might not be the best idea in the world. However, I would actually probably argue that the nice chrome, bright, natural metal finish on the rest of our MiG-19s is just as easy to spot, especially with sun glint off of it. So it looks like we're going to climb through this guy's formation here, just make sure that we got no one above us. Always looking around, making sure we're not going to get into a mid-air. There's Beslan Airport down there. Climbing through 2,000 meters. We gotta go way the hell up here. Compared to our other flights, that is. Roger that.
Наблюдаем одиночный подвод противника над Тбилиси. 22-й обеспечит прикрытие. Остальным работать по пусковым установкам и радарам. Радиосигнал от аметиста в горах может пропасть. Если это произойдет, 22-й возглавит операцию. Ваша главная задача – ослабить или уничтожить ПВО противника. Удачи. Отбой.
Alright, so the red camouflage, or actually non-camouflage that we have on our jets, might not be so bad because we'll get good recognition on each other because MiG-15s and MiG-19s look very similar. Alright, there they go. How's my wingies doing? They're doing okay? I really love the contrails in DCS. They look very nice.
Я преследую по маршруту.
Alright, there's a 10th. And I believe we are some of the last guys to go.
Это шестой, поехали. Двадцать второй, всем звеньям. Зарядите оружие и соблюдайте радиомолчание.
Roger that. Time to arm up the jets. Let's retrimmer out a bit. Let's arm our cannons. Okay, cannons are good to go. Alright, for our F2V, let's go ahead and reset the FOV. So we've only got drop tanks and rockets on our aircraft, no missiles for this mission. Trim her out a bit. I'm going to make sure that my rockets are set to single fire, so don't accidentally totally whiff with all my rockets with one pull of the trigger. And I am probably going to keep my gun sight caged, as this just seems to help with aiming against targets. As with our sight uncaged, the gyroscope works probably a little bit too well, and I end up almost never seeing the reticle if I'm turning with an enemy fighter. So it might be great if you're engaging, say, a nice level flying bomber, or you got the drop on some fighter, and you really need to aim very precisely. But for snapshots and the very precise and quick shots you need to get off when turning with an enemy fighter, the gyroscope in the gun sight is just far too sensitive, in my opinion. So 10th is leading this mission, as we probably will lose radio contact with Amethyst. I'm guessing that they were picked not because they are fantastic pilots, but probably because the political officer believes them to be the most loyal and most fiercely communist pilots in the wing. So we're going to be coming slight left once we break out of the mountains here. We go. Out into bad guy land. As you may be thinking, that was not an RWR contact. That was actually our radar altimeter going off as we pass these ridges. Oh, there's some tall mountains, baby. Looks like these guys might have gotten sucked into that mountain a bit. My formation looks like they're doing pretty okay. We fly through this nice valley. Still feeding off of our tanks, so we're doing pretty well on gas, I like to believe. Nice cut through the Caucasus Mountains here. Looks like maybe we're a little behind, but I think we're doing okay. I'll try and push it up a bit and catch up. We're going pretty fast. Yeah, we're going pretty fast. Sometimes the metric units tend to confuse me in the cockpit here, so that's why I pulled up the info bar. It's just because I'm a brain-damaged American who's been raised on a obsolescent unit of measurement. And my brain can't handle any other way of doing it. Alright, so it looks like we're coming down this valley here. Alrighty. Very fun mission flying through these mountains. Very cool. Alright. Okay, wingies are still with us. That's good. Some poor mountain village dwellers are probably calling the separatists in Tbilisi over the landline and going, "Hey dudes, there's a whole bunch of jets flying your way." So we got that going for us, which is nice. Alright, looks like we're caught up with our formation here. Maybe a little bit lower than we're supposed to be, but I think it's okay. We're going to go ahead and lift up our emergency tanks jettison so that we're ready to drop these in case we get shot at by an SA-2. Start feeding off of our main wing tanks and fuselage tanks. And that way we can have as little weight on the jet as possible to get home. Alright, so it looks like our targets are out here to the left towards Tbilisi. Wingmen are with us. I'm going to retrim out the jet just a little bit. We need to do a sweep around our cockpit just to make sure we are good to go. Hopefully we get an SA-2 launch, as that will definitely help guide us in towards those SA-2 sites are. Kind of like a game of chicken with the SA-2 site. I mean, if they shoot at us, we obviously will know where they are, because that nice big plume of smoke and debris that is kicked up by an SA-2 launch, just because it's a gigantic telephone pole-sized missile. Still doing okay on gas. Always keeping an eye on the gas. Guns are good to go. Rockets are good to go. Why don't we go ahead and just turn on the radar for giggles. We're definitely going to get just nothing but ground returns. But if we can get our eyes, get on the tail of an enemy, we'll be able to use that radar to intercept and get a good lock on them for a guns acquisition. But that was just killing the FPS, so I take that back. So those are probably bandits up out there, marking over there. Alright, so we're heading down low again, flying right up the river. Whoa. We get a SAM launch? Not sure what happened up there. Alright, they're going west. Our Overwatch is covering us. That was pretty damn low. Alright, there's a SAM out there. I can see it flying. Alrighty. Hope someone get hit. Potentially. Fly up over these mountains. There's another SAM. Alright, I think I have a visual on where those SAMs are coming from. Alright, everyone's engaging air defenses. Oh, there's another SAM, another 2 SAM launches. Alright, let's go for that, because I see a couple labels out here. I'm undecided if I can tell if that's a AAA site or a SAM site, so I think we'll continue out here. Alright, we'll get our rockets ready to go. Oh, we got some flak. This mission does have World War II assets put into it. Oh, look at those SAMs go. The closer we get into this SA2 site, the safer we'll be in terms of those SAMs. Oh, it's going after that guy right there. Well, looks like we got some bandits out here off to the right, potentially. Unsure as to where my wingman went. Okay, I think I have a visual on the fan song, so I'm gonna go after this guy right here. Whoa, something just zipped over me. The bad guys were definitely shooting at us, but I did not see any tracers. switching to our cannons. Alright, I think I have a visual on another fan song. So let's go ahead and roll in. Yeehaw. Ooh, that crosswind is killer, and my rudder is way too small. Alright, we'll try that again. Coming from a different heading. There's another MiG-19. Nice rocket launches there. Hit something. I think we might have caught him napping or something, because we are not getting any AAA fire, not much in the way of AAA. Alright, I'm in on another target here. Yet another whiff. Took some ZSU 23s on backs of some Urals there. I guess I need some practice strafing targets in the MiG-19. That's the only thing I can take away from this. Alrighty, we'll come back around. We're still feeding off of our drop tanks. Yet another whiff. Awesome. We still got 250 rounds left. Still scanning around. I'm not seeing any bandits. They fled west out towards the Black Sea, from what we heard from the 22nd Flight. They definitely whipper around the sky pretty well. Alright, let's come on in for another pass. We make a fool of ourselves yet again, of course. There we go. She's a very bouncy little jet. She likes to move on you. There we go. We're getting used to her. Guess we'll just call this mission the Great Tbilisi Turkey Shoot. Still doing pretty well on gas. Guys are still engaging. Definitely don't have a shortage of targets. These guys are on the move. Oh, I guess that's it. Playtime's over. No more guns. guess we'll climb up to a safer altitude. Light the cans. Should just be right out here. There she is. Perfect. And we're good for a nice lineup to runway 27. Only a single runway at Mozdok, so no need to worry about left or right. Alright, it was runway 26, not 27. My mistake. Very long runway here at Mozdok, so we'll definitely have no problem with that. I'm going to switch back over to the ATC channel. Start slowing her down. We'll have a nice 90-degree turn up here to bleed off some speed.
Ассистент, 6-й. Разрешите посадку.
Get our gear down. Start bleeding off speed. Just keep retrimming her out as we change up speeds and aircraft configurations. Keep increasing the angle of attack of our wing. Got our flaps down. I believe we do. Flaps don't seem to want to come down. That's not good. Guess we're going to make a flapless landing. Unsure as to why those are going down. I don't think we took any battle damage from any AAA or small arms fire in the area. Come on in for a landing. And we'll throw out the drag chute once we touch down. Flaps are deployed. We're getting an indication for that. Still don't see them down, but...
6. Ассистент. Проверьте выпуск шасси.
Ветер is 290, so it's coming from our...
Скорость 8 метров в секунду. Посадочный
right to left, just slightly. Definitely a bit of a crosswind, pushing us away from the runway. Add some power. Left-hand rudder. Power back. And a little bit rough. I guess I didn't destroy anything. Oh well. I guess off to the gulag with me. Could swear I definitely hit something pretty darn well with those rocket pods. However, like I said, the explosive ordnance in those rockets is so small that they may have not done any damage. Definitely hit a few trucks or other auxiliary vehicles with my cannons, even though I did miss quite a few. Definitely pulling to the left. Not sure why we're pulling to the left. It might be a factor of our drag chute. And we'll head back to where we started. So hopefully I can bribe the political officer into not sending me to the gulag for not destroying any radars, which, even though I'm pretty sure I did hit something, like I said. Pretty sure I hit a fan song with my rockets, but could be wrong. Why don't we go ahead and park here? It's as good as any other. Alrighty, well, there it is. Mission number 3 for Baltic Dragon's Crime and Punishment campaign for the MiG-19P Farmer-B. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. And if you are inclined to, please go ahead and pledge to my Patreon. All support goes back to my channel, bringing you guys awesome DCS content here on YouTube. And also follow me on Twitter, as well as I have a Facebook page and all that good stuff. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and fly safe.